Peace and love, Curry Gang. Welcome to Night and Day Talk Media. Grammy Award songwriter Tiffany Red continues to call out Jay-Z's wife, Beyonce, and the music industry to pay the writers that wrote her songs. Red, who most recently supported her friend Cassie in her abuse allegations against Diddy, first brought attention to the matter after the Grammy Awards when Jay-Z called out the Recording Academy for repeatedly snubbing Bey in the Album of the Year category.
So anyway, like I was saying, so I have a meeting today with the head of BMI to discuss the things that we've been discussing, that I came front facing to the community about, and hopefully we can come to some sort of mutual agreement and get some things changed that we want to. That's my goal, and that's literally what I do. It's what I do, and what I do well, what I do with success. The bit that you all see on the internet is the teeny tiny piece of the actual work that's being done. It's only the front facing stuff. I do not spend my days on the internet. I do not spend my days speaking into this phone. I spend my days strategizing, creating initiatives, and meetings with the leadership in music publishing, leadership in regards to the U.S. Copyright Office, speaking to leadership, other organizations in the U.S. and across the pond. And so, like, I want to give y'all some context on what it is that I actually do, because I think, you know, I see the narrative running away and it being like, you know, some songwriter who never wrote for Beyonce. No, I didn't write for Beyonce. I'm an advocate. A lot of writers and producers who have written for Beyonce have come to me because they cannot speak. That's what an advocate does, is it advocates for other people. You're the voice for the voiceless. Now, why am I choosing to do this? Because I've had a 17-year songwriting career. And when I started doing music, it was making money. And I remember when I wrote my first hit, which was Replay on Zendaya, and the checks were nice. And that created my expectation. I'd written lots of records before that and after that. But I knew, like, all right, this is what a hit looks like. And then I wrote another hit, and that's not what the checks look like. So I said, I mean, that among so many other things, like, there just is so much exploitation and abuse in the music industry. It's clear that this is not the only thing I've spoken out about. Y'all have seen me speak out about my experience with Puff and working with Cass and, you know, being around that. And, you know, so unfortunately, I have a lot of experience with all of this stuff. And, you know, I think that, like, while I can empathize and understand that for y'all, someone like a Beyonce is your idol and your queen and your hero, for me, I see Beyonce as a human being, as a woman, as a person, as a business owner. Not somebody that hovers above all of us and is not able to communicate with others. Like, it doesn't work like that. Anyway, for me, it doesn't work like that. So I wanted to let y'all know that I have been pursuing this conversation since last July. I spoke to somebody from Parkwood yesterday. We have a upcoming meeting to speak about compensation. And I rewrote, actually, the letter that I sent out in July. I added to it because at that point, when I'd written the letter, it was still, like, I want to say maybe a little bit into the Renaissance tour, but I remember writing the letter because when I saw how much money the tour had made at that point. And I want to say it was like a little bit over 100 million, maybe 150 million or something like that. And then it was also right after I saw the headlines that her and Jay-Z had just bought the most expensive house in California, which was $200 million. And so I reached out with my letter behind the scenes, not all over the internet and all of that. Like, the conversations that I had behind the scenes were, I don't want this to be all over the internet. I don't want this to be a thing where it has to become a thing. I would love for it to be a thing where we're able to sit down and talk. But here's the thing. That didn't happen. And it didn't not happen because of me. I did everything I was supposed to do. I handled it extremely professionally. Extremely professionally. And if I ever have to share the letter that I wrote from July, I will. But I'm not going to. Maybe I'll share the letter that I sent to them yesterday. I sent out a letter to a bunch of people from Parkwood yesterday, or was it yesterday or two days ago? And then I resent that letter to the folks from Parkwood again today. They said, thanks for sharing. So I want y'all to know, like, I'm not just yelling into the wind. And, you know, I've seen, you know, I'm not like in the comments or anything like that. You know, like, that's not my vibe. I really don't. I'm no fool. But I do be on Twitter. And, you know, I've seen some like, oh my goodness, I saw the Beehive did a whole Twitter Spaces, you know, let's drag the, you know, bitch ass Tiffany Red is what they said. And, you know, I saw people trying to say, you know, I don't have any hits and, you know, I'm not in the music, all these things. And, you know, I wanted to like show y'all the through line between this and, oh, I painted my nails last night. Between this and coming forward about any other form of like abuse of power. You know, it's like, y'all never believe anybody. You notice that? Not only do y'all never believe anybody, y'all always attack the person who comes forward, who is brave. I can't tell you how many people, how many messages I have right now of like, thank you for speaking, thank you for this, thank you for that. People who've worked with this woman that are like, thank you for being my voice that I couldn't, like, so many people that are like, thank you for saying something. And then there's this other group of people that are trying to attack me by trying to invalidate my successes and, you know, trying to invalidate, poke holes in my words. And, oh, she's just angry. It's like all the tropes, right? Like, and it's crazy because a lot of the people that are like that are Black. How about that? The way that we treat each other is just, it's devastating, which is why I do this work. Because I believe in humanity. I believe in people. I believe in love. I believe in joy. And I believe in God. And God is bigger and far more important to me than any of this shit. Any of it. So the fear that y'all are looking for me to have, the intimidation you're expecting me to feel, the smallness you're hoping your nasty, hateful words will make me feel, it won't work. Because I am a whole person. I love myself. I am proud of myself. I am happy. I have joy. I have peace. And I have God. I don't walk alone in any of this. I'm not alone. Are you kidding me? I am loved. Not just by all of this, by the people in my life. I have a life outside of all of this. I have a life outside of the music industry. This is not what validates me. I validate me. I don't need any of y'all to tell me I'm great. I know I'm great. That energy is what I'm trying to spread. And it's crazy to bear witness to people upset at you for trying to make things better. Like when I read the thing of like bitch ass Tiffany, I thought, what makes me a bitch ass? What is it about what I've done that's made me a bitch ass? Not bowing down? Is that what it is? It's so interesting. It's like the Matrix. Like, it's like the moment that, like, you know, everybody going left, but the moment that somebody goes, what's over there? Everyone's like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't care about that. I've been this kind of person my entire life. Peer pressure didn't work on me. None of that shit. None of it. You could talk to my parents. They'll tell you, Tiffany been doing what she's wanted to do since I got here. And, like, you know, I see a lot of people that are like, you know, this is going to ruin her career. They already ruined my career. Not because of all of the blackballed whatever stuff. No, they ruined my career because this is the way the music industry is. And so I fucking quit. I don't give a fuck about being blackballed from an industry that doesn't find me worthy of paying me my worth. The fact that there's this expectation for that to be everybody's God is so sad. The music industry is not my God. Beyonce is not my God. Money is not my God. Grammys is not my God. Plaques is not my God. Financial success is not my God. Whether I have money or don't have money, I am the same person because it's not my God. It doesn't rule me. It doesn't break me. It doesn't influence me. And I think that the effort that so many people right now are trying to put into making me out to be a villain for daring to hold their queen Beyonce accountable is wild. Also, I want to say to the Beehive, you know, there are a lot of y'all that have come to me that have been so kind, and I just want to say thank you. There's been so many people from the Beehive that have been like, I'm part of the Beehive. I ride for B, but I also want to tell you that y'all deserve to be paid, and thank you for what it is that you're doing. And so I just want to say to the Beehive, that parts of the Beehive, the people from the Beehive that have been kind to me, thank you. There's been so much kindness on my platform. Like I said, I ain't been in the comments, so I'm sure that there's all kind of craziness in there. But the things that I've engaged in, there's been a lot of kindness. But there's also been the other part of the Beehive that started that Twitter Spaces. And to y'all, I say, you're unhinged. It's unhealthy. Beyonce is a human being. Human beings are flawed. And whether or not I have 100 #1 records or none, I am worthy and important enough as a human being to say that out of my mouth. That Beyonce could stand to evolve her business practices. And the reason why I wanted to give y'all some backstory on how long I've been pursuing this is so that y'all understand this isn't coming out of nowhere. I'm a professional. But I also know that my voice is my power. And I'm not afraid of my power. I know what my power is. I know my power. I know who I am. They can't take that from me. They can't take that from you. They can't. Not if you don't let them. And so, yeah, I just want to give y'all some context and let you know that conversations are being had. grateful to Parkwood for reaching out to me yesterday. I'm looking forward to our upcoming meeting. And I pray, like I said on my tweet, I pray that this is the change. Also, I want to add, I spoke to a writer yesterday that is a writer on one of the 2 records that just came out. And they said that they had a great experience. They said that they walked away feeling fairly compensated, and they got a master point is what it sounds like. I said to this writer, I hope every writer on Act 2 gets points. If you got points, everybody should be getting points. That's my bottom line. There are writers who have great stories, and then there are writers who feel exploited. There are writers who have less publishing taken, then there are writers who have the max taken. It all depends on who you are, who you know, and how valuable you are to them. That's my problem. That's one of the things that I plan to talk to them about. There needs to be a standard. If you're going to give this person points on the master, you need to give everybody points on the master. And songwriters, you need to find the courage within yourself to demand points on the master. You have to push your managers and your lawyers to negotiate on your behalf. You need to have a service agreement that spells out what the details of the services you provide are. If you don't have one, go to the 100%ers page, go to resources. We have contract templates. Tap in. But if she gonna pay points to that person, she should pay points to everybody. You shouldn't need a gatekeeping manager to get paid. If you could pay that person, you could pay that person. That's just good business. And it's a decision. And that's my bottom line. So let me look and see. Y'all gave some questions. I pray that meeting goes in your favor. I do too. Keep advocating, Tiffany. You are a change agent, a change maker. People will benefit from your hard work, even the ones who won't appreciate it. It's obvious you do this work because you know it needs to be done. Absolutely. I'm proud that you're not scared and keep going. You got this. Thank you. Tiffany, I'm proud that you're standing for what's right. Period. Somebody got to stand for it. It just is like I said, celebrity, it's not my God. I could care less. I've been around famous people my entire adult life. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care to be at the parties. I don't care. I'm an introvert. I don't care. Like deeply, deeply, deeply do not care. I'm in a meeting. Who is it? Me. Yeah. Give me a second. Hold on. What's up? Yes. Hold, please. As I was saying, yeah, I don't care about celebrity. I don't so what? You're famous. And what does that mean? What does that mean? It means that a bunch of people know your face. Okay. And yeah. Thank you so much for speaking up. Absolutely. And listen, I want to lead by example. Y'all need to speak up too. And you don't have to speak up like how I'm speaking up. You don't got to get on the internet and speak. But in these rooms, you need to speak up for yourself. You need to speak up for yourself. You're a part of setting the precedent. If you continue to show up and give away your work for free, they will continue to take your work for free. So push back. Push back. Negotiate. Find comfort in negotiating. Learn how to negotiate. If you need some templates, tap in with me. I wrote an ebook about it. It's at the link in my bio. You can rip the templates from there. I made it so that you can copy and paste it. Here's how, if this was me, this is what I would say. But negotiate. Represent for yourself, whether you have a manager or don't. And if you have a manager, please have a conversation with your manager and let your manager know the more money you make, the more money they make. The more money you make, the more deals you got on the table, the more deals your lawyer has to negotiate. So if all y'all is like this, and then imagine all y'all are like that, and then you and a producer is like that too. Also, another way for us to make more money from publishing is stop bringing so many people in the room. Yep, I said it. You don't need that many writers on a song. You just don't. And not only that, you can't afford it. Walking away with 5% in the streaming era and it's not a single, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Why? No. We need to be way more strategic with how we are approaching our business as creatives. We need to be way more strategic with how we move in these rooms, how we put these rooms together, and who is in them. You play a part too. You play your part, I will play my... Sorry, I just got a phone call. You play your part, I'll play my part. Hopefully everybody else will play their part, and we can come to some sort of agreement that everybody is happy with. That's the goal. That's the goal. Is to achieve mutually beneficial results. I'm happy, you're happy. If you don't walk away feeling good from what you just did, the work you just did, the deal you just did, there's some things you need to change then. Yeah. Beyonce. Pay songwriters. All right.